weekly walkthroughs. Coach P, Kyle, Jesse, and Carlos Brown. That's not all. We also have the no-name guest that I found out, obviously, but he's here now, so hello. Make sure to check out the Instagram, TikTok that one's popping pretty good. Facebook and Twitter for the latest dunk news and funny sports memes. Subscribe, press the like or dislike button, whatever you prefer, and share with your family and friends. And we definitely encourage tonight to get all sorts of different comments and questions from the viewers in the comments section down below, so make sure to do that. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into this fully packed episode. And Dunkel made me want to say MJ is the GOAT ahead of time, so I don't say it at the end. So there's that. So that's pretty cool. All right, Dunkel, I'll give you the honors. You can ask the first question or make the first point, whatever you like, buddy.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off like I do every week with Coach Haas. I'm going to ask him a question. Coach Haas, how happy were you to get back to a full season this year, full 10 games? Obviously didn't go the way we wanted, but, you got to feel good about getting the guys back in the building, having a full year to improve, and then, you head into next year where you got another 10 games on that schedule. So how are you feeling about that?
Felt good, man. It felt good to be back to, some sense of normalcy. Our guys still had to test, still had to be vaccinated, wear masks, all that stuff. But just being able to be back on the practice field and play every week, which was, pretty much a guarantee for us. We weren't having anybody back out on us was great. And, we'll shift into kind of off-season mode here and get ready for, hopefully another normal rest of our lives.
That's great, Coach Haas. I once again, great answer out of you. Now, Chris Herman, we have here from Story of the Season. He's been working with Coach Haas for 3 years and our football program. He shares a weekly walkthrough for us every week in the Story of the Season booklet thing that they send out. Now, Chris, I had a question for you about that. How did that booklet come about, and how do you come up with like the graphics for that? Because it looks very well done and very neat and very cool with what you do there.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I have a good team of graphic designers that do the real work and make it look sharp and good. I played D3 football at Oberlin in Ohio, and I never had a way to remember my career. And I saw a huge opportunity to make an impact at the Division III, Division II market, and also at the high school level. So, Story of the Season was created to give fans a way to follow the season interactively, so you could have access to all the top highlights, top photos, to tell a story of each game. And then at the end of the season, to have kind of a yearbook that you can look through for the rest of your life, share with your kids, share with your girlfriend, family, and friends to remember your career with. And so I've been working with Carthage for about 3 seasons and do a couple different things with Coach Haas and his staff, but it's been great.
Now, do you only do football? I didn't get to hear that part. Do you only do football, or do you other sports too?
So we have a bunch of different products, but our football product, our Story of the Season, the media coverage product, is primarily high school and college football. For high schools, it's more of a fundraiser. For colleges, it's more geared towards recruiting and like alumni parent engagement. And then we have a recruiting product where we kind of tell a team's story by getting to know how they recruit, what makes them special as a program, and then it's called Virtual Visit, and then they share that with recruits. And then lastly, we have a product called Recruiting Profiles, where we will create an interactive profile of all the top athletes for a high school football team. It's a catalog of all the recruits, and they send that link out to college coaches to help their guys get recruited. So we kind of work on different ends of the spectrum, high school, but also college.
Now, is that just like in one specific area? I know you're from Ohio. Is that all over the nation, or is that just in the Midwest? What are we talking about?
I would say, about a third. We've probably got about 30 to 40 clients in the Chicago area. But, we've also got a lot of clients in Georgia and a lot of clients in Texas. So I would say Chicago, Wisconsin, Illinois, Wisconsin area is our like stronghold, for sure.
No, I didn't get to hear it, but how did you guys end up meeting? Coach Haas, how did you meet this man?
He's not going to remember. Do you remember?
Yeah, so I don't remember how we met at all.
I cold called him like I do everyone else.
I know I got onto the product. Obviously, Chris shared it to me, thought it was a phenomenal idea. Kind of for all the reasons he said, it's a great way for us to interact with alumni, interact with recruits. It's awesome for our current parents. They can follow the season, and then like everybody else, everybody wants to have those memories and that kind of stuff. So it's a way to save it and look back on seasons past in the future. So it's been a great product for us for that. It's been great for recruiting. We also do the virtual visit component, so we can send that part out to recruits as well. So I think Chris does a great job. I got no problem doing a little promo here for him. He can send this out to his future clients.
Smart man, Mr. Haas. That's pretty cool though. Did you have the virtual visit though? I feel like, especially with like COVID going around still, that's a big advantage for Carthage since we are a smaller school, I think like 2,600 kids. But Chris, have you ever been to one of the Carthage games yet? Oh, there's Dunkel.
I've not been to the games, but I literally have watched Huddle more than most of the players. If you see, and that's not saying the players don't watch Huddle. But Coach, if you see the analytics, story of the season account's pretty high up there in terms of usage. So I have not been to the games live.
It's true. It is up there for sure.
Yeah, but we watch all the game film. We break it down for Coach. So
cool.
Yeah.
Check out Jake Mueller on Huddle if you guys really want to see some cool plays. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you ain't got no Huddle. Come on, man.
I beg to differ. Check it out. Dunkel, I'll let you go forward because I saw that you accidentally must have hit escape or whatever, and you left this meeting right now. So I'll let you ask your question. I think I saw you have your hand up.
All right, Coach P, I gotta ask you, man. Coaching offense, all that you have, what goes into making a game plan? Like, how do you determine what plays you're gonna take into every week? What plays you're gonna take out of the play sheet? Like, what kind of goes into that?
Yeah, so obviously you got to figure out what the defense is doing. So we spend a lot of time looking at personnel and formation adjustments the defense will play. Just what type of defense are they going to run based on the offensive structure, based on the formations, based on the personnel, and then where we find any weaknesses based on those defenses. We start from there and we kind of moving forward as we see what we think we can take advantage of. We put that as a base game plan, run game wise, pass game wise, figure out ways we can attack them, and then from there we start going situationally. We work on third down, red zone, 2-minute situations, any sort of situation where we can where things might be unique. We start to game plan and what type of adjustments we might need to make in that scenario. So that's kind of how it starts on Sunday and Monday, and then going into Tuesday, and we refine from there as the week goes on.
Did you catch all that, Brett?
That was a good answer, and Dunks is over here on the phone.
Hey, dude.
I'm a true professional right here. I just played right through it, right through the distraction. I just straight on.
Hey, I did hear all that, Coach Haas, because I can hear two things at once. Coach P, our Buckeye boys got to stick together, Coach Haas. Unlike you and Coach Moon over at Indiana, where you guys are 2-9.
That was such a Buckeye move. Yeah. So disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to ask the question and then not listen to the answer while I cover one ear and talk on the phone.
Pure Buckeyes.
Yeah, go Bucks on that one.
Hey, Coach Haas. Keep talking crap, but when we're in the college football playoff making noise.
Dunks, are you guys even in the top 10?
Yeah, we're number 4.
That's weak. You're not even the best team in Ohio, Dunks.
This is a good point. Go
now,
Bearcats.
Go Bearcats. Now, I'm going to the Mule on this one. So Coach Haas obviously said something about the offseason. I've talked about this before on several occasions on the weekly walkthrough. What is the offseason for you specifically? And then Coach P, we're going to come right at you right after this. What does the offseason mean for you?
Well, for coaches, a lot of it's going to be recruiting. We have visits pretty much every weekend in the first half of December, through into January. We'll have more, pick back up then. We have lifting with the kids. We're doing a lot of evals, recruiting. We'll be on the road next week Well, we'll be on the road this week, hitting some high schools, be on the road again next week, be on the road through December, getting out and seeing players at their school, talking to their coaches. Then when we're back in the office full time, it's, going through some postseason studies, trying to figure out, in our case on defense, how we can fix some of the issues we have, how we can make it easier on our kids to play faster and be in the right spot, because that was certainly a struggle, and then get it figured out come spring, how we can get the most out of the practices we have. We're going to do some defensively. We're going to do some football 101 meetings with some of our guys, teach them some of the basics of how to watch film, how to, look at the playbook and try and apply it to a variety of formations and make sure they know their job, and just make it a really mental heavy time of year for them, because obviously it won't be quite as physically taxing as the season is.
Coach P, would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Not to restate all the obvious stuff that he talked about in terms of what our schedule is like, but to me, the off season is the real grind. A lot of people think the season isn't a grind, because we love what we do, and that's when we're playing games. And the season flies by. It feels like whitewater a week ago, and it's done like that. The off season's the grind. Now there's no games. We're not playing games for 9 more months. It's going to be early mornings in the weight room with our guys in January and February, and when it's cold, it's spring ball, it's recruiting, nonstop, talking to incoming recruits and getting kids up here for visits and trying to find that next group of guys that we're going to bring in to help build our program to the next level. So this is the real grind of it, in terms of this is where you put that work in to have the success in the fall. The things you do in the fall are really just the finishing touches, so to speak, into the game plan, what you do on a week in, week out basis playing the games. But this is where we just talked to our guys today. We let the seniors go, and we said, hey, today starts the first day of the 2022 season. We're working towards building ourselves up so that we can improve on what happened this year, making sure we don't make the same mistakes, building on the things we did well, and making sure that as we move forward, we continue to take steps forward and get better day by day. So it's the grind now. It's every day on the road recruiting, all the way up into Christmas. It's being on the phone with recruits day and night. It's being in the weight room with our guys, preparing our game, our playbooks, and revamping things to see what we can do better and what we can adjust, and then putting that into action in the spring and spring ball. We're going to be fortunate enough to go to Spain this offseason, which will be really nice in May, and play a unique opportunity there to play overseas. So, then you get into camps over summer. So it's an endless grind. A lot of people, I've gotten a question a lot of times, like, so all you do is coach? It's like, no, I don't just coach. We do a lot of other things. We do a lot in terms of helping the enrollment of the school, mentoring our guys, develop them. It's a year-round job, and there's a lot of things that go on in the dark that people don't really understand. So this is that time of year for us, which is where you kind of decide who's really worth the price of admission, so to speak.
Yeah, Coach Haas has been a good mentor for me. But Dunkel, there's a comment that says, I believe it's towards you, Chris. I believe it's towards you. It says, how do players or parents get a copy? I haven't heard of it. So if you want to do a little promo for yourself right there to inform the fans.
Yeah, you got to go on storyoftheseason.com, and you can buy a subscription there. We just changed launched a brand new website last week. So I think you might not be able to buy a subscription right now, but you could for the entire season up until last week. We're going to update that. We'll get that updated in the next day or so you can buy a subscription. Most of the subscription sales, though, were done before the season and the first half of the season.
Oh, making me look bad.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, I got another question for you, and then I have a question about what Coach P just said. You said that you were a player, so was there any pregame, locker room, postgame routines that you do, superstitions that you do during your time as a player?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was a quarterback. I didn't play too much in college, but I was on the team. And I went to a small high school in New York called Niskayuna, and I had the first football shirt that I ever had. It said Niskayuna football, and it said keep pounding on it. And even though that shirt got super beat up over like 10 years, I always wore that shirt under my pads before a game. So that's like one little tradition. But no, just mentally get ready, because there were times that I had to go in as a backup and I didn't expect to, and I had to do my job. And, fortunately I did it when I needed to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely preparing to be the backup QB next year. So they don't know that yet, but I am. So get ready for that. I'll get some tips from you. But Coach P did mention.
I heard about that.
You heard. See, around the world. See, we're talking about global news. I love it. What's up, Dunk?
Coach P is the quarterback coach, so you better get to sweet talking there, buddy.
Well,
Coach P, you remember we threw the football one time in the gym.
Yeah.
You remember that?
You got a good motion.
Thank you.
Good technique.
I think I can still throw 60 yards.
Shoot, we could. Well, come on out. You got any eligibility left?
No more, unfortunately.
Well, it's a COVID year, so you can move the rules.
Yeah, right.
I graduated a while ago. Unfortunately, I don't.
You're all good. But whichever coach wants to respond to this one. So I didn't know this. You guys were going to Spain. That's pretty cool. So you're going to be playing a Spaniard team, a Spaniard football team out there. Is that what? Am I saying that correctly? Is that what's going on there, Coach Haas?
We will play a Spanish professional team. Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. How'd you get that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, don't go. I'm flying out there with them. How'd you get that?
I try not to let you know about my business. All right. Now we went over to Italy a couple years ago with a group called American Football Worldwide. The guy that runs it's former college football coach that I've known for a long time, and we contacted him. We were going to do it, 2 years ago, and then COVID hit. So we pumped the brakes, held out, and now we're going to go over this spring. So they're awesome opportunities. Our guys get to go experience another culture, another region of the world, and we can tie it into football. So it's a pretty unique experience.
Definitely is. It's a unique one, is what it is. I've never heard that happening before. I usually hear that with basketball, not football. So that should be pretty cool. Send me some pictures on Facebook. I'd love to see that. Dunkel, you got some questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Coach P this because I've asked Coach Mullen and Coach Haas this before on the show. But what has it been like for you, Coach P, getting to know your boy Dunks over the past 2 years I've been working with you guys, and how do you think I've done with being a manager? Honest opinion, complete honesty, Coach P.
Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Obviously, as a guy who supports a really great college football team, not just in the Carthage Firebirds, but also the Ohio State University. I know that you're a man of sound judgment, and you value greatness at a high level. So I can appreciate that. So it's been a great pleasure getting to know you. And as far as a manager, you've done a great job. I mean, there was that one day you missed morning practice because you hit a deer or something like that. And then,
deer hit him.
Yeah. You're out there killing deer left and right, and then think that's a reason to miss practice or whatever. So that was a little bit of a disappointment in you. But other than that, you've done a great job, man. It's been awesome having you around. Been a blast getting to know you.
He also let it be known missed a weekly walkthrough episode because he was faking COVID. So,
dude, I can't believe you missed one.
Coach Haas, I had a sinus infection, buddy. We've been over this, and I am surprised at the deer thing. It took 19 minutes in for someone to say something about that. I figured Coach Haas is going to bring that up right out the gate because he's been talking about it all freaking week. Coach Haas just smiling. Come on now.
Hey, I'm not the only one that sees it, Dunks. All right, you're over here making excuses, fake COVID, hitting deer. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Gosh, I love that. I'm gonna go to the mule here on this one. How do you keep your teammates feeling positive, or not teammates, but your players positive, motivated? When you guys are losing during a game, or keep them grounded when you guys are winning a game?
It's tough. The knee-jerk reaction for all coaches is to just yell at them, both good and bad. It doesn't always work, however. You gotta know your kids and kind of find out what makes them tick and what motivates them. But with most of them, keeping them grounded is not terribly difficult. You just continue to talk about the success and how it's team success. This is a greatest team sport there is. It's not like any individual is the reason we win or lose. And then when it comes to trying to pick them up when we're struggling, is just kind of focus on some of the positives and correct the mistakes and try not to make it about the kid and more about kind of what's happened and how we can get it fixed and move on, and certainly talk about how we can all contribute. That when there is, whether it be a big play, a big pass play, it's not that cornerback's fault or that safety's fault all the time. That there's a lot of things that go into it, from not getting enough pass rush to maybe not collisioning them or rerouting them at the linebacker level. So, defensively, we try to focus on how it's a unit, and that helps to an extent. During games, I'm in the booth, so I don't always get to try and help them in that regard on game day. I've been down there before, and that's what we've done in the past. But certainly during practice, even we gotta pick them up and make sure they know what's expected of them and how to perform. And a lot of times when it's good plays, it's as simple as that's what we expect. We want the success because that's how a lot of it's designed to happen. That's just doing your job. When it's the negative stuff, that's when you really got to pick them up and just try and build them back up. So,
Like it.
yeah.
All right, peace out, Coach.
Lose and dunk.
Dude, this guy's professional, man. He's got 6 on his face from eating pizza. He's ordering another one. What is this guy on?
I know.
Oh, I love the kid, though. Coach P. So, as you heard, I am a quarterback. You got Bryce as well, and Chris was also a QB. Has there been any time, because Dunkel and I were talking about this, has there been any time where you made a play on the sideline right then and there, like just on a clipboard or a whiteboard? Have you ever done that yet?
Yeah. Every once in a while, something comes to mind. That's part of our job, making those in-game adjustments. And sometimes, especially if what you have going isn't quite working the way you want, you've got to be able to throw something out there. You look for some sort of weakness, or maybe you're just trying to see if some adjustment might get somebody out leveraged or something like that. So you draw up something on the sideline. Usually it's based on something we already do, maybe adding emotion into it or something like that. But definitely did that a couple times this year. And sometimes it's just to show like, hey, this one's a tough one, but at least we're trying, we're putting stuff out there, and we're giving it a shot, and we're gonna throw things at the wall, see what sticks. So it's happened a couple times. I try not to. I try to run stuff that we've repped before, just because that's usually the most solid way of getting something done. But every once in a while, you got to draw in the dirt.
I got you. What do you think the success rate is on that, especially at a college level? Like 30.
Man, 50-50. A lot of times it's either going to be really bad or really well.
I was expecting worse. To be honest with you, I was expecting worse. I'm a statistic kind of guy. I like that.
It's probably worse. I'm just
okay. I got you.
I'm trying to defend myself because the head coach is on. So if he all of a sudden finds out I'm over there drawing stuff up on the sidelines, he's going to start to question what's going on.
Don't worry about it. Coach Haas understands. Yeah, Coach Haas understands.
Coach P, creativity is key, man. You always got to be coming up with something different. You know what I mean?
Dunks, just so you know, you're going to need to change the background. It's now called Mueller Productions, since you spend so much time off the air on the podcast.
Sorry,
Chris, change the players, Chris.
Hey, Coach Haas, I was lagging a little bit. I didn't want to screw up the connection of the broadcast. So,
are you going to try and blame a deer again? Did a deer run into the internet?
Bambi killer. All right.
We're really doing this. Really doing this. Really doing this right now. I'm not doing this.
Hey, that's a pretty spiffy mic you have there, Dunks. That's really impressive. So that's
Thanks,
a high quality, professional, away an Ohio State guy would do.
OH, you know it. But Chris, last question, because I know you're a busy guy. So don't want to keep you too long on here. But what's next for you guys over at Story of the Season? You guys got any cool things coming soon? Anything we should keep our eye out for? Anything we need to be tweeting, retweeting, and all that good stuff?
Man, I think our virtual visit product is pretty cool. It's been like the fastest growing product. A lot of colleges and different college programs want that across different sports. And then, our recruiting profile service is pretty cool too. So you can check us out on Twitter at Story of the Season. Yeah. And of course, we're trying to grow our Story of the Season business, but all three of those things are kind of what we do. But yeah, since we're live again, I just want to say, since I got the mic for a second, that it's been awesome to work with Carthage Football. And I also think, I wanted to ask you guys who started this particular idea, the weekly walkthrough, because I think it's ingenious. I don't know any other programs that do this. I think it's a really, really cool way to get inside. You guys have coaches on, you got players on. It's an awesome way to just get to know the team. So whose idea was this and how did it get started?
This was 100% Dunkel's idea. He's been doing podcasts for a little over a year now.
Okay.
He's been around Carthage. He does a lot of NFL stuff on Sundays.
Yep.
And wanted to, stay with the Carthage or college football stuff, and thought it would give guys a unique viewpoint into kind of how a college football program runs and operates. So he came to me with the idea, and I fought it and said no for a long time, and finally he wore me down, and we decided to do it.
No, Coach Haas actually came up and said that when I sent him the idea, he was all in, he was all ears, and we decided to bring on the one of the thirds of the Dunk Productions team, Jake Mueller, because he goes to Carthage, and Jake's always good with hosting the show, giving out questions, all that good stuff. So it was a great idea, and we thank you so much for the kind words, because we're happy we're having a positive impact on the Carthage community and people involved in the Carthage community, and that's really what it's all about. And that's why we started this whole thing. And again, Ohio State fans got big brains, right, Coach P?
Absolutely.
Obviously not. Can't turn that on.
Thanks.
There you go.
But Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight and popping on. I know you're probably super busy running your own thing over there, so we'll let you get out of here for the night. And thank you so much for popping on for about 30 minutes to talk with us tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
So yeah.
Hey, Dunk, make sure you put the link to all that stuff in the comment section and all that. All right, make sure you do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's in there without a question.
Jay, just throwing it out there. Make sure you had it, man. Don't come at my life. Come on. I'm just kidding.
Jake, should I? I'm gonna add Carlos in here.
If Carlos is here, go for it.
He is. Carlos, what up, man?
What's good? What's up?
This dude is the energizer. Carlos, you the energizer bunny of the sideline, man. This weekend you were freaking going nuts on the sideline, getting everybody hyped up. So we had to bring more energy on the show. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
You can never have too much.
Never had too much. We always got to keep it next level, right, Doc?
Oh, bro. And always stay blessed, Carlos. Man.
Yeah, I asked them to give me a ride when they left, but
so Carlos, I know you're from Maryland, man. So how'd you find Carthage?
The guy who just came back to the screen is how I ended up at Carthage. Me and Coach Miller have been knowing each other for 3 years now, Coach, something like that.
Shoot, at this point it's like 5.
Something near that. I was gonna end up at his JUCO in Hudson Valley, and went down to take a visit. Ever since then, we kept in contact, and then I'm still here now, rocking with him.
Yep. He was a little skinnier back then, though.
A little
Carlos,
bit.
Carlos, you're a big dude, man. The first time I ever met you, I was like, that looks like an NFL guy. I said, if I ever had that tag with me, I said,
That's that D-line life for you now, man.
Yeah, turning him into an end. That's right.
Something like that. I'm learning and loving it.
So, Carlos, I know you changed from linebacker to defensive line. What goes into that change, and how is your defensive coordinator here kind of helped with that change?
At first, so they have been trying to get me to play D-line since I got here. Actually, my visit, as I remember, I met with Coach Miller the first night. It was cool, and then Coach Haas saw me the very second day before some presentation, and then jokingly he said, "You're going to move in the D-line," and then since then, that's been a big fight. That's been a big fight, and then at first I wasn't with it. I just didn't. I wasn't rocking with it. But coming into camp this year, it was what's best for the team, and I had an adjustment at first. I was around there like a chicken with my head cut off. Wasn't using my hands, staying low, getting put on my ass a little bit. Sorry for my language, my bad. But I kept on adjusting a little bit more, and I'm getting a little bit better day by day.
Carlos, I love that. And Coach Haas, question for you: when you go to a player and ask them if they want to change the position, how do you normally attack that conversation? Because I know some guys like our boy Mueller over here, he ain't moving off QB. He's locked in on that. So how does that conversation go?
Well,
as a coach,
there's a reason Mueller's not seeing the field.
Yeah, you told me to never go near the team. You said, Jake, get out of the office. You're not on the team. Yeah, I think there's a reason why.
We move a kid for two reasons, Dunk. One, it's best for the kid, or two, it's best for the team. So it's never really a huge fight. Sometimes it's a shock to guys, especially guys that have seen the field at other positions. They're saying, hey, we need you to do this. After you get over that initial shock and the guy realizes that it's what's best for him or it's what's best for the football team, it's not usually a big fight or anything like that.
I love that answer, Coach Haas. You're a podcast pro now, literally. I think you are.
Well, this is like my ninth win, Dunk. Right? How many does it take to be a pro? I think you hit pro status after 5, right?
I think
50.
so. Jake hit pro status after 1. So.
Jake's still trying to get to pro status.
Yeah, I'm a rookie.
Jake, you got questions for the fine gentleman?
I think I do, Dunkel. I think I do. This one's for you, Carlos.
What's up?
What is one important lesson you learned from your time as an athlete? What is it?
Adapting, man. Just always being able to adapt is literally Coach Haas puts it to keep your knees bent and ready. And that's just how you got to rock with it. I mean, I call it thugging it out, but for the most part, man, you just got to just stay adaptable. When your number call, be ready. Just do whatever's need to be done, man.
I think I'll make that a T-shirt. Thugging it out. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Adaptability is a good thing for life as well. So you got to learn how to go through times and all of that. So I like that. I like that. Dunkel, put that as a shirt idea. We got shirts coming soon, by the way. So get ready for that.
I'm
what is
20% production shirt? I was promised a production shirt like 9 episodes ago, and I still haven't got one.
I have 2. So
Coach Haas, they in the works. Trust me. Okay, we got some. No, I will say my stepmom. She's been a little busy lately, but she's cooking up. She's cooking up graphics and shirts and stuff like that. So we'll make sure to hook you, Coach P, Coach Mullen, and all the boys up with them when they're.
I want mine first, bro. I want mine first.
Yeah, I got Carlos. Carlos, Coach Haas has to get one first because he's been on.
Oh yeah.
You
know what?
13.
What elite status?
What?
That's elite status. Is it go by status?
Yeah. Coach Haas. The The man
I'm just holding over Dunkel's head the fact that I could fire him if he doesn't give me a shirt.
You know what? I think that's what actually's been. I think it's been that.
Coach Hans, you're not gonna fire me, right?
Well, I don't know, Dunks. It all depends on if I get that shirt or not. You're
All right,
skipping practices. You're not getting me a shirt. You're killing animals. I mean, what direction are we heading here?
Aren't you going duck hunting this weekend or something?
You got me on that one, Dunks. I do like to hunt.
Mic drop. But Coach P, I gotta ask you. So I'm a big time offensive guy. I would consider myself. Okay. Now, what goes in? Because I know you coach quarterbacks. Like, what goes into that relationship between a coach and a quarterback, or a quarterback coach and a quarterback? What goes into that, man?
A lot, because there's a lot of trust that needs to be placed into that position, especially with the type of offense we run. You know, the quarterback has the ability to go out there and change plays to whatever he sees out there on the field. So there's got to be a lot of trust that he's going to do. He can understand what he's seeing out there and then get the offense into the best play possible. And you got to trust that he's going to do what's in the best interest of the offense and not, try and take advantage of plays to make himself look good and things like that. So there's got to be, it starts with that trust level. And thankfully we got a great group of guys. I mean, there's not a guy in my room that I have any issue with or anything like that. They're all really good kids, hardworking kids that put a lot of time into the game and trying to learn as much as possible about the game of football. And that's what you want out of your QBs. And so, that's where it all starts. It starts with the trust. And then obviously, as you continue to develop and work with each other and go through games and go through situations, you learn a lot about each other, how they learn a lot about how I coach and what I'm looking for. I learn a lot about how they respond to different things and what they can handle, what they can't handle. And then that helps me moving forward in terms of helping to put them in the best position to be successful when they're out there on the field. So it starts with that trust and then grows from there.
Now you got a young group of quarterbacks, Coach P. So how excited are you to see how they really go in from that year 1 to year 2 jump?
No, I can't wait. I can't wait for the off season. There's so many things. It's never an ideal situation to be going in there starting young QBs, guys that don't have any experience, guys that are first year in the program. I mean, not having an off season to at that position to have a chance in the offseason to just get a hold of the offense and grasp it and understand the ins and outs of it. It takes so much time. And then to have to throw those guys into the fire without having that. It was tough this year. They did a great job of picking it up and learning as much as they could and giving us a chance week in, week out. And so I can't wait to have a true offseason where we can kind of slow things down, start back at square one, start with the offensive install from the very beginning and really go in depth in how the plays work, how defenses work, how certain plays in our offense are built to go well against certain defenses and, figuring that piece out, because that's what's going to take them to that next level of success is understanding what we have in our offensive schematic and arsenal that we can use to take advantage of defenses. And then as they understand defenses better, now they can start to pick and choose what they want to check. Maybe they get to the line of scrimmage and see something that we hadn't seen on film. And because they know what that defense is and what we have in our offense to take advantage of it, they can get to that quicker. And that's where you really start to see the development of those players grow quickly. And then that's really what takes the offense to the next level, because now we're starting to run a good play into 85% of the looks. So it's definitely one of those things. I can't wait to spend some time with them this offseason. And then obviously working on mechanics and things like that is going to be important as well. So you need the offseason for that time to develop these guys.
Now, Coach P, I want to get a coach perspective, and then I also want to get from Carlos too, because I want to get a player's perspective. What do you think is the greatest challenge most athletes are facing today? And Dunkel, I don't know why you didn't talk about that comment. That was a good comment. But Coach P, what's the biggest challenge most athletes are facing today, you believe?
Oh, man. I think right now, currently coming out of the pandemic situation, I think especially with young guys coming out of high school, but even for the guys that were already here before for the past year, so much to a certain extent was taken from them. So many experiences that they lost, seniors in high school not getting to maybe play their senior year or not going through those experiences as a senior and junior because of the pandemic. The guys that are in our program right now, a lot of guys were either in their first year.
Oh, a little delay. We're good. We're good.
All
Carlos,
right.
if he doesn't come back, Carlos, what do you think an athlete is facing? The biggest challenge is facing this year. What do you think it is?
This year, man, I gotta agree with Coach P for at least one part. The younger guys coming in, a lot of those guys didn't have a single year, man. Talking to them one on one, some of them felt like they needed it, but I think they were right where they needed to be. It happened for a reason, and we just again go back to just adapting, man. For younger guys, just to learn how to adapt to a new game. It's completely different from high school in different ways. So just having younger guys come in, man, and just be able to say, yeah, I'll be up for the task and just adapting to it.
Hell yeah. Coach Haas, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a huge, monumental, impactful event.
Large words,
still
Coach.
going on. You never know how someone can adjust and handle adversity. I think really what you saw is just kind of some of the differences.
Wait for it. It does this at least once.
What was the last thing you heard?
It was a very emotional, impactful thing.
It was a big event, right? And I
Yeah,
think one of the things that we learned is that everybody in our society, especially young people, have different levels of support. They have different levels of access. They have different levels of opportunity. And you could see some of the guys, especially the new guys coming in, what that last year was like. We saw guys that varied from having abundance of resources, whether it was, hey, I had a gym at home or I had access to a gym or whatever it is, all the way down to, guys that hadn't even really seen another person face to face in a year, outside of their immediate family. And I think you saw some of the differences there and how some of the guys handled that. I think the emotional, mental, stressful toll, was different for each kid. So, I mean, for me, I think it's just good to have everybody back on campus, to have them together, to have them in not necessarily a controlled environment, but a semi-controlled environment where, we can provide some of the things that a lot of guys missed over the last year.
So, Dunk, I'll let you have that last one for you, buddy. I know you wanted it.
Coach Haas, I love that answer, and I completely agree with you. I think just real quick, me and Jake talked about when we were starting this thing, we're in the middle of a pandemic. This was kind of geared to bring some funny moments to people that kind of needed it at the time. You know what I mean? And, this is part of the reason we started is because we had more time. Part of it was to bring fun to people. And, yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing. I didn't get to see a whole heck of a lot of people during the pandemic, and now I'm hanging out with Jake basically every freaking weekend now, man. It's good vibes. But Coach Haas, last question for you, for the weekly walkthrough, this season. It will be back next year, by the way. I know I got some questions about that earlier today. What has this season been like, Coach Haas? Just kind of put a bow on it. What has it been like for you personally, your coaching staff, and your players?
I mean, I'd say probably one word to describe it was a roller coaster. We went through a lot of highs. We went through some lows. We had some kids, have some great performances. We had some guys get injured for the year. I think, one thing we saw is that we need to kind of Coach Pete touched on it. We need to have that off season. We need to have that preparation, so we can build our bodies physically, build ourselves mentally. It's what we told the team, that we've got a lot of potential. We've got a lot of talent, but we need to develop some of the things we didn't have, that appreciation of getting to go out and play games, some of that competitiveness at practice, some of that mental toughness to kind of fight through some things that don't always go our way. But the good thing for us, is we're pretty young as a football team. We return a lot of guys that played a lot of football for us. So if you can look at some of the positives out of the last 6 weeks, we had a lot of guys play a lot of meaningful football, and that they all come back for us next fall. So it's exciting to be able to, again, get that off season and watch some of the growth and development of our football team.
Coach Haas,
Said.
that was very well said. I mean, you're a pro, man. The growth that we've seen from you from episode 1 to now is unbelievable, to put it into a coaching perspective. But Coach Haas, thank you so much for doing this with us this year. I'm sure we'll have you on again throughout the off season. But I have no reason that we should not do this next year. I hope you're excited to do it again next year as well. I know Jake is, because he's always hyped, and he's got the thing, #1 Firebird or whatever.
Yes, sir.
But Coach, I greatly appreciate it. It's meant a lot to me and Jake that you've given us your time every Monday for 11 of the last 12 weeks. That's meant a lot to us, and to Carlos and Coach P. Thank you guys so much. I know 45 minutes is a long time on a Monday night, so I appreciate you guys for jumping on. Coach P, can't say enough about you, man. You came in, first podcast of your career, and you absolutely nailed it, man. You did a great job.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, sure.
Had to represent for the Carthage Firebirds and Ohio State. Had to do it right.
Right.
Coach Haas is sick of the word Ohio State
Yeah.
by now, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and thank you all to all the fine folks commenting. And you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, Dunks. It's been a
Appreciate it,
pleasure.
big homie.
Been
Thanks,
fun.
Dunks.
We'll see you next year.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate you.
Dunkel, that was a good one, man. But we got to give a special thank you to everybody. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I got the list here, Jake. I'm
Boom.
gonna rattle it off. First off, I would just like to say this again. Jake, I think it's pretty cool throughout this episode how the guys talked about how we had an impact on them throughout this season. They thought it was cool that we were doing this. My heart is definitely hyped right now for that, and I always love leaving an impact on people. I think that's a big thing, and I think it's huge that we were able to make a difference in this Carthage community this season. And Jake, next year we're going to get right back after. But first off, thank you to Coach Haas. Like I said, joined us 11 out of the last 12 weeks. Obviously, one of those weeks, Dunkel had a sinus infection, so we did not do the walkthrough. Huge shout out to Jake Mueller. This dude was the right-hand guy, the weekly walkthrough. He was doing a great job hosting, great job asking questions. Jake is an all-around beast. Could not be doing this without him, and could not be in the position we are without him today on this podcast as a whole. Thank you, Jake. But also thank you to all the players who joined us this season: Jalen Dennis, Jacob Boucher, Bobby Baker, Hugh Freeman, Alex Jarvis, Bryce Lowe, Eddie L. III, Sylvia Campbell, Anthony Martin, Clayton Marquette, the Mayor Trey Graybo, Omar Roberts, Noel Wright, Dylan Ramirez, Ryan Lankin, Carlos Brown joining us for the last episode. Huge shout out. Jake Tomzak and David Collins.
Boom.
And the man himself, good friend of me and Jake's, Nick Neary. So,
Yes, sir. Nick Neary.
Jake, I'll let you get the final words, talk about what this series has meant to you, all the above. You can give thank yous to guys if you want, all the above, but the floor is yours, my friend. And it's all love. # earn the right. # fired up.
Sweet. No, thank you. And we'll make this real quick. First and foremost, I feel like we should try to get more sports into this. I think we should try to get football, or not football. I think we should try to get some basketball. I think we should try to get other sports involved somehow, some way, because I think this is a really cool thing that we have going on here. I don't know how we can make that possible, but I think if we do some reaching out, we can get that to be more of like a community thing, which I think would be pretty cool. Like you said, thank you to all the players. This wouldn't be possible without the players and coaches that definitely came on tonight and during the season. So it was definitely really cool, getting to meet some of them, get to hear some cool takes, and I get to learn more about football, and I get to learn more about Carthage itself and the community that we have all built out of the 2,600 kids. I think that's pretty cool. Coach Haas, seriously, this is the man. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. So thank you, Coach Haas. Super nice guy. I think he's a tremendous leader. I think he's a great guy. Seriously, I've met him personally, and he's just how he is. So really straight shooter guy, and I love it. And I think that's pretty much it. Dunkel, you're the man. You're the man of the hour always on this show. So thank you for allowing us to do this on your channel or our channel and stuff. It was really cool, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. And I definitely see this could be something even more fun that we could do with it. And I think only upward is the name of the game. So I think it's something. We got a lot of future left.
And Jake, I think too, it speaks volumes to those guys. These podcasts are not short. They take a lot of time. They take a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of preparation for the both of us. And I think the fact that we get good results out of it. We've gotten 9 great episodes, including last week's. That'd be 10. But huge shout out. And Jake, I think it says something when all these guys have lives. They're going to school, they're doing football, they're doing family, all this good stuff, and they're still making time out of their day to join us, which is pretty freaking cool. And cool Coach Mullen and Coach P to join us tonight. Coach Mullen and Coach P, I'm really close with as well on the team. Me and Coach P have a great relationship. Me and Coach Mullen have a great relationship. Me and Coach Haas are like this, but yeah, Jake, I think it's great, and I think that this is definitely something that we need to do. But I just want to address this comment here. Max Paul, the man is back in the building. Shout out Max, Duncan Muleman, best host out there. Max, I greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it, man. Max was our bit when we were starting this, Jake. Max Paul was there from the beginning, bro.
Max Paul's the GOAT. Max Paul the man. Max Paul the GOAT.
Yeah, facts, without question. He's grown a lot since y'all last seen him. The dude's getting tall. I think, Jake, is he taller than you, man, or closer?
Yeah, Max is like 6'2", 6'3". He's about 6'2", 6'3", 230, muscular. So if we're looking for a defensive end, that's our guy. So I'm going to try to get him in the offseason to come to Carthage to show his talents. Obviously, I'll be playing quarterback. So, you got that. You got the cousin connection going on. So Max knows what it's about, the GOAT connection. You think Aaron Rodgers and, Devontae have a good connection. That's not possible. Me and Max Paul got it. But you know what? Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment down below, stuff you want to see. You can even dislike it. And if you don't want to see this anymore, just let us know. But that ain't going to happen. So you can stop that. Comment if you want to see some different series. And also, I want to see if you guys want to see some basketball, boys, girls, softball, baseball, whatever the other sports are, comment down below if you want to see that. I know I can get that. I can get that ball rolling a little bit possibly. But yeah, make sure you have a good day. Strive for greatness. And Dunkel, I'll see you soon, my man. I'll see you soon. Shout out to Max Paul. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Go Firebirds. Coach Haas, thank you.
Also, real quick, shout out Steve Marquette, Jake. He's
been watching these shows every single week and commenting. He's the most active guy here, and Tyler Sibler. So thank you, you boys. We're coming back next season for every single week. Who knows? We might do one of these live at one of the games, Dunk. We might get a little live stream going. I might be there. Stop it. I'll get that press pass. You know me.
Ooh, Jake Mueller in the box, baby. But y'all have a great night. Like Jake said, keep going, guys. We appreciate it. And thank you to the Firebird fam for joining us.